Here we're talking about the buck-boost converter, and we're looking at the voltage relationship in discontinuous conduction mode. We want to get the output voltage where the average and RMS are the same because it's a DC value. And we want to put that in terms of the input voltage, the duty ratio, LRC values, and T, the period. First, we want to revisit the current waveforms. And this is the inductor waveform. So the current through the inductor here. And because it's in DCM, it goes up to a peak value, comes back down, hits 0, and then continues at 0 until the next period. Let's first calculate the peak value here because we're going to use it later. So we start with the inductor equation. E equals L di dt. Change that into the discrete because we're going over a period. So L equals delta I delta t. And we can start filling in these values. So we want to look at just the first segment from 0 to dt, and that's when the switch is on and current is flowing in this direction, and the voltage over the inductor is the input voltage. So let's write that again. Vi equals L, and then here this delta I is the peak value, I peak, and the time period is dt here. Now we can rewrite the I peak value by itself, and we'll have Vi dt divided by L, and here's our peak value. Now let's go to the power balance part of the equation. So the input power and the output power are going to be the same, so P in equals P out. And the input voltage, Vi, times the input current, I'm going to say the average of the input current, is the input power. And that's going to be equal to the output power. Because we have a resistor, we can jump to the V squared over R equation. So we'll use V out squared over R. And we know most of these values. V out is what we're trying to solve for. We know the resistor value. We know the input value. But we don't know this I in. And I in is here. And we can find a relationship between that value and the inductor current. So we're going to do that step next. When the switch is on, this current flowing through the switch, the input current, and the inductor current are exactly the same. So during the first time, during D, they're exactly the same. However, when the switch opens, the current is then going to flow in this direction. It's going to keep flowing through the inductor, but it's not going to flow through the input anymore. So that goes down to 0, and it stays in 0 until the end of the period. So this triangle here, and then staying at 0, is the input current waveform. So we can derive the value of the input current using just this. So the average input current is going to be equal to, we're going to do the charge of this triangle, and we're going to divide that by the total period, because the charge per second is the current. So we can do 1/2. The base here is dt, and the height is this I peak. Then we divide by the total period, which is t. Right away we see that we have one cancellation of a t. Let's put this value into here and then calculate that out. So then we have Vi dt over L. Now we can just simplify this really quickly. Now we have this value, the average input current, and we see that this depends on the input voltage, the duty ratio, the period, and the value of L, and that's all going up to this peak point and coming down. So we can now take this value and put it into here for our power balance equation and then solve for V out. We can move this over here and then simplify this. We can take the square root of both of these, and we're going to rewrite that over here. This becomes V out just by itself. And here we have a square root of this value. Actually, we get a plus and a minus, but the minus here doesn't make sense because we need a positive value. And the way we've defined this is we've already flipped the polarity here, so positive to negative. We're looking for a positive value of V out. So we can ignore this one. Just stick with the positive, and now we have this basic equation, and we can just pull out these squared into the front of the square root. In summary, we use the power balance equation for the buck-boost converter, looking at the voltage relationship in DCM. First, we found the peak value of the inductor current, and we used that to figure out the average input volt current, which we derived here. And then we plug that value into the power balance equation, and solving for the output voltage, we get the output voltage in terms of input voltage, duty ratio, resistance, period, and the inductance value. We didn't end up using the capacitor, so that value doesn't matter, it doesn't affect this relationship. So there you have it.